All right, all right, all right. We are live. We are live. I am so excited for this conversation today. We are going to be talking about trusting ourselves with money. So, if this is your first time here, welcome to Holy Money. If this is you are coming back after last week, welcome back to Holy Money. For those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Jackie Vasquez, Coach Jackie, if you will. I am a money mindset coach, the manifestation experience, because let's be real, 5 minutes around me, you're going to know that you can manifest the life of your dreams. And I do this by allowing people and helping people to clear their money blocks, cure their generational wealth curses, so they can get to the bag. What's up, Nicole? My girl Nicole's here. How you doing, boo? So I'm super excited about today because we're going to be talking about trusting ourselves with money. Oh my gosh. That is so funny. This background on StreamYard, I do not know how to get it to go away. I've tried many a times, but I'm going to have to come back and try that again. Because Instagram, that background looked wild. But anyway, I'm so excited about this conversation for so many reasons. So many of us don't trust ourselves with money. And it's not even that we don't want it. It's not even that we ain't touched a whole lot of it. It's just the simple fact that we don't trust ourselves with the money. So therefore, we reject the opportunities. We reject the infinite possibilities that are open to us because we're like, I'm not sure. I don't trust myself fully. So I want to have this conversation here today. Hold on. Let me turn Alexa off. Alexa! Alexa! Hey, Alexa! Off. Okay. So the reason I want to have this conversation around money is the holidays are coming. The holidays are approaching. And when it comes to money, this is when a lot of us freak out. This is when a lot of us experience worry, overwhelm. We feel like there's never enough. And this holiday season, I want to do this differently. So if you're with me, put it in the comments, doing this differently, because it doesn't have to be that way. Money does not have to be so stressful. It doesn't have to be so worrisome. And you can allow more money to flow into your life in the infinite possibilities. But the only way that we can do that is for us to start to think differently. So in the comments, doing it differently this year. My girl Nicole said, doing this differently. We're doing this differently this year. We are allowing the flow. We are allowing the ease, and we are allowing money to come in, like I said, in the infinite possibilities. But the only way to do that is to trust ourselves with money. Have you ever gotten money so easy it scared you? Come on, Mia. Mia's here. Mia says, doing this differently. Have you ever gotten a big amount of money and it freaked you out? You're like, oh, what am I supposed to do with this? I didn't work hard enough for this. I didn't do anything to deserve this. Right? Have you ever had that experience? Or let's say you have an experience. Nicole said yes. Or you had an experience where, all of a sudden you did get a big amount of money. And then guess what came right after that big amount of money came? A big bill, okay? A big, scary bill. And so these things, as we would like to think, I've earned every penny. I know that's right, Mia. These things that we are experiencing, we would like to think and we would like to say that, oh, this is just coincidence, happenstance. These things are just happening. But the reality of it is, we are creating these moments. Okay. And a lot of the times when we're creating these moments, it has everything to do with an experience that you had in your past, something that you went through before. And now you're creating these moments of scarcity. where even when a big amount of money comes in, you may not feel like you earn it. Or when the big amount of money does come in, all of a sudden you feel like, oh my God, when's the other shoe gonna drop? The big bill is on its way. We are creating these moments with how we think and feel based upon what we've experienced in our past. Now, why I want to have this conversation is because many of us were told, no, we can't afford that. Mia said it's right on time. Look at God. Yes, Mia, yes. But a lot of us in the past, we've heard, no, we can't afford that. A lot of us in our past, we've heard comments like, you know what, money don't grow on trees. A lot of us in our past, we've heard things like, well, I know growing up in my house, my mama used to always says, as soon as I get a whole bunch of money, here comes another big old bill. And so it created this energy of not being able to trust myself with money. I began to get into a pattern of, as soon as I got a lot of money, I got nervous, right? We're in the midst of a government shutdown, but when they open the government back up and they pay all these employees, guess what they're going to end up getting? A big check. Now, this big check may seem scary because it's like, oh my gosh, I got to hold on to every single penny because I don't know when I'm going to get another big check like that again. Never really realizing that is a money block. You see how I'm squeezing my hands like this? That idea that I have to hold on to every penny just like sand, money is going to come trickling out of your hands. And so we're never realizing that these experiences that we're going through are shaping our relationship with money. And as we are moving forward and noticing how we're creating different realities or how we're creating different circumstances with our money, it has everything to do with how we're thinking and feeling in this very moment about money. My dad asked me, well, Jacqueline, why do you talk about money? I mean, really, especially I love all my holy rollers. Shout out to my holy rollers. Yes, I said money. But the reality is, God wants you to be abundant, to be prosperous. It's all over the Bible. And we live in a society where in order for me to have clothes on my body and food in my belly, okay, it does what? It costs what? Money. So let's stop pretending. Let's stop pretending that we do not want fat bank accounts. Okay. That is the very beginning of the allowing, right? And then that is too going back to trusting yourself with money. Okay. Nicole says, yes, it's creating energy. Yes, it is. And Nicole says, God wants us to be prosperous just as our souls prosper. Yes. You get to do what you want with your money. You know what I'm saying? Imagine you, the beautiful, wonderful human that you are, accumulating a lot of money. Everybody's always talking about these billionaires, right? It makes nobody want no money, right? And so when you begin to realize, well, what if I was one of those billionaires? What would I do? Help my economy, help my people, help my community, give back to this, give back to that. That's why we need you to have a lot more money. We need you. We want you rich. Okay? Because people like you rich will make the world a better place. Okay? So we might as well just admit it's okay to have a whole lot of money. Mia said money, money, money. Come on, Mia. We talking about the good thing right here. And they probably accumulated a lot of bills too. Yes. Yes. Right? And all of our federal employees that were furloughed, they probably did create a lot of bills. And so guess what that's doing? As soon as you get this lump sum check, you're going to be throwing all your money out to all the bills that you owed, all the other things that you may have owed. It may have been daycare bills. It may have been your mortgage. It may have been your lights or your water bill, whatever. You are going to be now paying these bills. That energetically and emotionally is making you feel like I can't trust myself with money because as soon as I get this big check, it's all gone. So we begin to get into the spaces of places. How can I trust myself with money? And so that's what we're going to be talking about here today. How can I trust myself with money? And starting this conversation looks like, right? I'm a very big component, a very big believer. Shine a light on it. That's what you'll hear me say. Shine a light on it. And what I'm talking about is the stories from your past that you have now created as your truth. We all have done it. We all do it. We all have stories from our past that became our truth. I'm gonna tell you right now, every time I talk about money, like money, mindset, anything, there's always a whole group of people who are like, as soon as I say money don't grow on trees, it's, oh, my mama said the same thing to me. Right? I used to hear that growing up myself. How many of us subconsciously have been walking around with the idea that money doesn't grow on trees in our spirit? I'm gonna tell you, okay, it's more than we even realize. I'll say hundreds and thousands of us, right? Because that was the word, that was the programming. And it had us all believing that money, come on, Nicole said me. It had us all believing that money was scarce, that money was hard to come by, because if it don't grow on trees, then, I mean, there's only a certain amount of it, right? Because ain't no more growing, right? But the reality of it is the energy of money, because the fun part about it is now we can Venmo, we can Cash App, we can PayPal. Shoot, I ain't even got to stick my card in nothing. I can just stick it next to the reader and boop, 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 money exchanged, right? So when we begin to understand that money is energy, is it even true that money don't grow on trees? No, that's not ultimately true. You had me believing that money was limited. Yes, it had you believing that money was limited. Yes, Nicole. Right? Me too. I was running around here scared money was going to run out. So I was going to spend it before it got out my bank account. Nicole said, thank you for deliverance. Yes, right? And so when you begin to understand that abundance is all around you, this energetic abundance is everywhere. You can notice it in everything. A shift definitely happens. But before we go there, let's talk about the lies, right? That's not the only lie you heard. We can't afford that, right? That brings something on your spirit that has you feeling like, I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving, right? And then we walk around with it. Little do we know. I mean, as a mama, I've said it. I try to catch myself nowadays, right before I say it. I'll be like, okay, we can't. Oh, Jacqueline. And then I'll make the statement like, you know what, baby? I love that you want that, and I want it for you too. We're gonna find a time. Why don't we ask God, the universe, show me how. Show me different ways that we can afford this, right? And then the answers will come to mommy. Yes, then we create these stories. Yes. And these have been stories that we're not only creating, we're passing down. So at what point do we become the chain breaker, the generational breaker, to be like, you know what? No more. I'm going to stop putting these limiting beliefs on my children. I'm going to stop putting these limiting beliefs, first of all, on me, so we can live abundantly. So it's going back and seeing what limiting thoughts are these mine, or have I adopted these from somebody else? Did somebody else give me these thoughts? Right? Yes, I'm the chain breaker for my family. Come on, Nicole. We're the chain breakers. So how do we do this? We acknowledge the limiting beliefs that we have taken on as facts. They are not facts. Right? Perception is reality absent of facts. And so the more that we begin to tell the stories that we've heard from other people, maybe you grew up watching your parents fight about the bills and money. That doesn't make money feel comfortable. That makes money feel like it's always going to cause an argument. Let's be real. I grew up in the generation where the divorce rate was getting up. It wasn't even 50% yet. And the divorce rate got up to 50%. And you know, the number one reason why most people get divorced? Money. Right? But when you really think about it, this is actually another conversation for another day. I really should not be having this conversation here today, but I am going to say something about it. When you really think about it, when two different people come together and they were coming from two different money backgrounds that neither of them have healed, and they tried to come together and cohabitate and live together and love on one another, maybe even bring bank accounts together, but they ain't got the same money habits. Guess what? Guess what? There's gonna be some drama. I don't care. That's just like somebody from the west side coming to the east side and not thinking that there's gonna be difference. There's going to be some differences. And so yes, and if you can never address your money wounds, if you could never address the money drama that still goes on in your head and lives in your body, then yes, you're gonna bring that into your marriage and it's gonna cause problems. Okay, it's gonna cause problems. Trust me, live through it. I live to tell the story, and I'll tell you all the story one day. It's a good one. So, for me, though, I lived in this household of scarcity. I was always gravitating to visions of millions. Yes! And y'all want to know why Nicole was always gravitating to visions of millions? Because millions are meant for Nicole. Okay, Nicole? That's why you were always gravitating towards it. Okay. And the reality of it is, we already have something okay, there's multiple different ways that people look at this, right? There's multiple different timelines that people live on. There's a homeless you and there's a millionaire you, right? But I truly believe that God gives us visions for a reason, visions deep within our heart and our soul that are meant for us, right? I've had a vision since I was 10, and it's a vision I cannot shake. And it's a vision that I see so vividly in my mind and in my spirit that I know it is meant for me. And it started off one way and it's evolved in so many different ways as I've grown and I've evolved. But that same vision is true. Okay. And I know it was given to me and I can't shake it even if I tried. And so we have to start allowing the visions to become more visual. Basically meaning allow yourself to think the thoughts that scare the shit out of you. Allow yourself to think the thoughts that, okay, I want to be a multimillionaire. You may have whispered that to a friend, but then the moment that you decide I will be is the moment that your whole life will start to move and shift and become. Okay, because we're all in the steps of becoming who we're on our way to becoming who we've always known deep down in our heart we wanted to be. But maybe some of us got too scared. Maybe somebody told you couldn't do it. Maybe some of us are sitting up in here like, man, but I had to be responsible. I'm here to tell you, throw it out the window. Stop being the good little girl. It's time to get out here and fuck it up. Okay, but we do that. And how do we do that? We begin to trust ourselves more. You'll hear me talk about money, but the reality of it is I'm talking about you, boo. When we trust ourselves more, we allow ourselves to receive in a big way. When we trust ourselves more, we allow ourselves to be loved in a big way and to love in a big way. When we trust ourselves more, we allow ourselves to get into the position that God has already ordained for us. It's almost like there's this big house over here waiting on you. It's your house. Your name's on the deed. You just don't know it yet. Okay? And everything. God wants you in the house. The universe wants you in the house. Everybody wants you in the house. And you keep looking at the house like, that's a nice house. Whoever gets that house is going to be such a lucky person. Never really realizing that that person is you. That person has always been you. That house was built for you. So how do we get out of our way? We begin to trust ourselves. And so that's why I'm saying I love talking about money, because we come back to when I trust myself with money. I trust myself with the big dream. I trust myself with the big purpose. I trust myself with the idea that it is already mine. So we must get rid of the old stankin' thinking. That has to go. It has to go. The way somebody else told you to operate, live within, enjoy, experience money, you get to decide for yourself. And especially coming into these holidays, it's a beautiful time to look at it now. Don't shy away from it. Don't just say, I just want to be joyful and peaceful. To be joyful and peaceful is to look at those ideas that were passed down to you. Like I said, maybe you were one of those women who were told don't ask for too much. Why are you asking for too much? I remember my mama used to always say to me, y'all, oh my God, let me be real. I wanted a limo, I think, for junior prom. And she was like, well, if you get a limo now, what are you going to do later? If I would have known what I know now, if I knew then what I knew now, I would have told her, get a bigger limo. Get a bigger limo. But like, I didn't know enough to tell my mama, like, I can dream bigger. But she always wanted me to keep my dreams like this. Well, if you fulfill that, then what? Girl, I dream bigger, right? And so it kept me in this box like, well, I can't ask for too much. I can't ask for more than just this. Because if I get this, then what? Your dreams are allowed to expand with you. Your ideas are allowed to get bigger, louder, bolder. No, you're not too much. You are everything, so uniquely made in all of the ways that we need you to be. The only thing holding you back right now is the idea that it's too much. I'm here to tell you, bump that. You are allowed to have the limo today. You are allowed to have the big launch party now. You are allowed. All of this is welcomed because all you're doing is telling your brain and your body, more, please. And guess what? Everything is going to move out the way to show you how. So we're trusting ourselves this holiday season. This is how we're doing it differently. Every dollar that you spend, tell yourself it's coming back to me multiplied. We also, for this holiday season, I'm going to be doing a whole holiday season talk on this. I'm going to have a whole conversation around boundaries and setting boundaries. But I want you to start to begin to tell yourself everything is working out for me. Money loves me and is flowing to me in abundance. Okay. Every dollar I spend comes back to me times 10. Okay. Begin to make these statements to yourself because we're training our nervous system to feel safe. We're training our nervous system to know we got this. All right. But again, it starts with looking at the old ideas, the old thoughts, the old things. You know, every holiday season, people begin to have emotions, right? There's seasonal depression. What if we took a look at why am I depressed every holiday season and actually shined a light on it and started to move through it, move past it so you can begin to think something anew. You know, I like to tell people these ideas are like thieves in the night. They're thieves. They're robbing, they're stealing, and they're destroying what you're creating next. So how do we remove the thieves in the night in our mind? We shine a light on them. We say, I see you. You shouldn't be here. You know, nobody's supposed to be here. You shouldn't be here. Let me do something about this. Okay, let me do something about this. We're going to shift this. Matter of fact, is that even true? Is that even ultimately true? This thought, nah, that thought ain't even true. My mama used to say that. My daddy used to say that. My cousin used to say that. So it's not even actually true. What could be my new truth? What could be the new thing that I adopt as something real for me? We attract at the point in which we believe. Okay. A thought practiced long enough, guess what happens? It becomes a belief, especially when it's auto-suggested over and over and over again. So what are your new beliefs this holiday season? Is it there's never enough? Is it, man, I didn't save enough, I didn't do enough? Or is it every dollar I spend comes back to me times 10? Is it everything is always working out for me? What is it? What's the new story that you are going to tell? Please put it in the comments. I would love to know. What's the new story that you are going to tell? What's your new money story? Okay, that's what I want to know. What's your new money story? Because again, I've worried and I've been like, oh man, my federal friends, right? I've hit a lot of them up like, hey, y'all all right? Just checking in. But I know coming out of what they just experienced in that furlough of 40 plus days of having to show up to work and not be paid, even when the pay was threatened, that's huge. That's emotionally very draining. And it has to be addressed. Otherwise, control or the lack of control or the lack of feeling of control over your money will always be an issue because it's going to keep showing back up energetically in your life over and over and over again unless it is dealt with, right? So what are you holding on to? What are some things that you're holding on to that you can release, and what's going to be the new story? That's what I want you to think about for the next week. Okay. That's what we're doing, right? This is holy money. So we are here to heal our relationship with money by understanding spirituality, energetically, and scientifically how to do so. Okay. And our brain is going to tell our bodies what to do every single time. Our bodies are not in control. Always remember that. Everything is happening on a subconscious level. So if my brain is telling my body what to do, me showing up differently brings about different results. And those different results start in our mind. And so I want everyone to think, how am I showing up these holidays? What is going to be my new motto? So for the holidays 2025, what's the new motto? For every dollar I spend, it comes back times 10. I like that one. I think that one's going to be mine. Okay. So what's going to be your new holiday motto? So this was good. I loved this. I'll be trying to come here for 30 minutes only, make it a little quickie. Okay. But I want you to know you deserve the abundance. You deserve the prosperity. You deserve, okay, feeling overwhelmed, worried, exhausted behind money is not the life you're meant to live. And so shifting that looks like, why does money make me feel this way? Is it even ultimately true that what I'm stating is real? What can be my new way of thinking? And then reminding yourself on a daily, this is our new way, right? Every dollar I spend comes back times 10. Okay, every dollar I spend comes back times 10. That's it. That is the energy of this holiday season, at least for me. All right. So what is your new way of thinking? How are you now trusting yourself with money? I know I trust myself with money because every time money goes, money comes back to me. Money's like, hey, boo, I missed you. I'm like, I missed you too. How you doing? You have fun over there with your little friends. It's all about how you look at it. It's all about how you look at it. But allow it to be fun. Allow it to be abundant, and allow it to be the moments that you've dreamed. Okay? You don't have to wait for another time to put on the fancy dress. Put it on now. Take yourself on a money date. Go sit out somewhere. Enjoy a nice glass of whatever you're into on your money date. Okay? And love on yourself in this space because you deserve. Abundance is a feeling. It's a true to life feeling. So knowing how you get to feel abundant is beautiful, but also knowing what has kept you from the abundance is key. Okay. So, and doing that allows you to trust yourself more with money, with love, with prosperity. You deserve. So, I'm not here for a long time, just a good time. This was another episode of Holy Money. I'm so excited we had this conversation here today. This meant everything to me. I'm really looking forward to coming back again next week at 3:33 for another Holy Money conversation. Next week, my girl Nicole, she's here right now. She's going to be coming back with me next week. We are going to be having a joint live celebration, and we're going to be talking joy. Joy right here on Holy Money. And I'm really excited for this conversation because joy, at the center of joy, is everything. And I think not enough of us really realize happiness is truly not the goal. Because happiness is all about your happenstance, right? Whatever you're going through right now, you either feel happy about it or not happy about it. So like it's all about what's happening around you. That's happiness. But joy, that's an inside job. Joy is something that can't nobody take from you, even when they try. Right? You could be happy and somebody cut you off. Now you want to eat in a funky mood. But joy, even when somebody cuts you off, you still feel the joy in your chest, in your belly, and in your soul. And so that's why it's going to be such an amazing conversation right here on Holy Money, because joy is the root of all things awesome. So join us again next week, 3:33. Matter of fact, I think I told y'all last week, but the reason 3:33, I woke up in the middle of the night. God told me start going live at 3:33. I was like, okay, clutch my pearls, let's do this. When I looked up what 3:33 meant, 3:33 actually is the Holy Trinity: God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. And I know these lives have been nothing but blessed, because I'm gonna be real with y'all. I came here with no script today. I've just been riffing, and that ain't nothing but God talking through me. All right. So come back, join us again for another Holy Money conversation. Because if you thought this was magical and powerful, next week is gonna blow your wig off. Okay. So I'll see you guys next week, 3:33 Pacific Standard Time, right here. I'm gonna be on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram only. So come back and join us. It's gonna be a powerful conversation. I cannot wait for it. And just know I love you all so very much. I see your magic. I see your fabulousness. You deserve all the prosperity, all the abundance. All of it is your birthright. And I'm just here to help you claim it. All right. If you need anything from me, I have so many different things coming up. I actually have something I haven't even launched yet coming up. It's going to be magical. The money mindset makeover. It's going to be a 2-hour thing that we're doing together, where we actually go through all the steps to clear your money mindset and cure the generational wealth curses so you can get to the bag. Most people that do this with me, they attract money within the next week. It's like pretty much guaranteed. Okay. So I'm super pumped. I want to do this right before the holidays so people can attract an influx of money that they were not expecting. Expected and unexpected money, allow it to come in. I also have manifesting with mimosas. We're going to be doing that in Sacramento, California. It's going to be at this gorgeous ranch. I have spots for vendors. Maybe you're a vendor and you want an opportunity to sell your items. Come holla at me, send me a DM. We are looking for vendors. And the reason I want vendors is because let's be 1,000. Okay. With everything that popped off, major companies were laying people off in the midst of furlough and everything else, which I thought was absolutely bananas. Let's not shop these big companies. Let's shop local. Shop your local shops, okay? Get gifts for your family, friends, and otherwise from your local small business owners. That is my goal for manifesting with mimosas, is to have it filled with the small businesses in the area. And the moment that we let y'all lose. I want to see y'all shop. So it's going to be a good time at Manifesting with Mimosas, but so much to come coming up here in this next year. Stay tuned. But for now, I just want to thank you for joining us inside Holy Money. We'll see you back next week, 3:33 Pacific Standard Time, for another conversation. My daughter's like, peek my head in for another conversation. We love you all, and we'll see you then. Bye.
Oh. Keeps on making this weird noise. Doesn't work.